Hey guys, it's Rico from Bees Meadery. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be making mead very inexpensively and very simple. Now when I started making mead, this is kind of one of the first ways I did it because I didn't have any of the homebrewing equipment that normal homebrewers have. I didn't have the carboys, the airlocks, the yeast nutrients, energizer, the hydrometer. I didn't have any of that stuff, but I really wanted to start brewing mead. And I found this is one simple, very easy way to do it. This is going to cost you no more than roughly about $15. The most expensive thing is going to be your honey. So let me get started of what we have. We have 1 gallon of spring water. I took the label off just because I didn't want any copyright issues. But yeah, so 1 gallon of spring water. One thing that's really cool about this method of making mead is it's already sterilized on the inside because this is going to be your primary fermentation vessel. Right here we have some raisins. Raisins are going to act as the yeast nutrient. Just because we're doing this the Big Bird Barney style, the cheap way, we're not going to use actual yeast nutrient. This is going to be our alternative. So once the yeast is done feeding on the glucose of the honey, it has this to reactivate it. You have 3 pounds of clover honey. You can use different types of honey for making mead. Different recipes call for different honey, but we're going to go with clover today. Just a funnel, just to help me pitch the yeast, which pitching the yeast ultimately means introducing the yeast into your must. And the must is the honey and the water mixed together, right? Our yeast is Lauven 71B. You can get it online. I got it on Amazon, or you can go to a home brewing shop and buy it there. It's roughly a little over $1. Follow the directions. Very simple, very easy. This is a dry yeast, so it does need to be rehydrated. Takes about 15 minutes. Get your water between 104 to 109 degrees Fahrenheit. Put it in a container or bowl. Mix it up. About 15 minutes, you'll start to see it boil, or not boil, bubble up a little bit. And that's when you know you're ready to pitch it. I already did it just for time constraints and everything. But yeah, Lauven 71B. It's a wine yeast. Very good yeast. Then your balloon. Your balloon is going to act as your airlock. We're going to poke a hole in the balloon so that way when it can release CO2. And as the CO2 is going out, it's not letting any oxygen in. So no nastiness is going to get into your must and mess up the process of making your mead. The big thing that you hear all homebrewers say is sanitize, sanitize, sanitize. Make sure everything is sanitized that you're going to be using. Once again, we're doing this the inexpensive way, so we didn't use any Star San, bleach, we didn't use anything like that. We boiled everything, just because this is a cheap, inexpensive way to make mead. We're making a traditional mead, so we're not going to throw any extra ingredients in it. No spices, no fruits. The only thing we're going to add is the raisins to act as our alternate yeast neutralizer. Or nutrient, excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to take our 1 gallon of spring water and we're going to pour some of it out. We're going to pour it out into a clean vessel. And you want to pour a little more than half the water out, just because you kind of want 1 to 3 honey and 2 to 3 water. You can always add 2, but you can't take away. So if we add too much or leave too much water in, and there's not enough space at the top head space, then we're going to have to dump out our must, and we don't want to waste anything. So I think, a little more, let's do a little more. And once again, this is a sanitized water jug. That way, there's a little more. All right. So now that we got that out, put the cap on. So with the honey, a lot of times some home brewers, what they do is they boil their must, get their honey really warm, really hot. I like to warm it up just because it's easier to pour, but you don't want it in the boiling water too long just because you don't want it to lose any of the flavors or the aroma. So I leave it in some hot water just to liquefy a little better, because if you didn't know, all honey crystallizes. So let's try to pour this without making a mess. Once again, this is 3 pounds of honey, clover honey. And you can see as you fill it up, it's rising. So if we didn't pour out enough, then we'd run out of room and you wouldn't have enough honey in your mead. That wouldn't be good. So once we have it like that, put the cap on. And then shake it up because you want to mix it up. Seeing how it's already warmed up, it makes it easier to mix so you don't see all the honey sitting at the bottom. So you just put on a good like Shakira song and get your shake on, shake it up. Bam. I would say it's pretty good mix, pretty evenly mixed. And now at this point, what we're gonna do is we're gonna add the water back. So you always want to leave some headspace. And what I mean by headspace is once it starts fermenting, it's going to start bubbling up and everything, and then you don't want it to, for one, cover up completely or get into your airlock and blow out and stuff like that. So about 2.5 inches, 3 inches, pretty good. Wrong cap. Then I've already been making a lot of mead, so I already have some raisins, or the last of my raisins right here. Dump them in, 20 to 30 raisins. Like I said, this is the alternate for the yeast nutrient. Get in there. All right, put that on. We have our sanitized funnel. So like I said, I did this previously just because of time constraints. So it's good, it's ready to pitch. And what I'm gonna do, try not to spill it, which I'm spilling, oh well. Try not to spill, but it doesn't always work. Get that in there. Just wipe it up, made a mess. Put the cap on. You kind of want to oxygenate it. So once again, mix it up a little bit. As you can see the yeast moving down. Nice and mix. The raisins will rise. They're sitting at the bottom right now. So a little shake, nothing too crazy. At this point, you can take your balloon, doesn't matter which color. I just so happen to pick out red today. Take your needle, and you're gonna go all the way through so you have 2 holes. You have a hole on either side, right? And once again, this is your airlock, your cheap airlock. In about 6 hours, it's already going to start, CO2 gases are going to be coming out of the must. And the CO2 is going to escape out of these holes, and it's not going to let any oxygen in. So therefore, theoretically speaking, no bad stuff is going to get into your must or your mead in the first fermentation phase. This over like such, and bam, you have your first fermentation vessel ready to go. So this stage is roughly 2 to 4 weeks. You'll see because you'll see when it's done, just because it'll deflate. Clearly it hasn't inflated because the CO2 gases are rising out yet. But once it starts to deflate, it means the fermentation is going down. 2 to 3 weeks, and you're going to transfer it or re-rack it into another vessel, which at that point I'll use a carboy. But like I said, this is the cheap, easy way, very simple way to make mead at home if you don't have any of the home brewing kit or gear or equipment. Any questions, shoot me a comment. Any critiques, shoot me a comment. Please subscribe below, and we'll have more videos coming up soon. Thanks. Hey guys, thanks for watching. Please, any questions you may have, hit me up. Any comments, any critiques, please feel free to drop a line. Please subscribe at the bottom, and we'll see you next episode. Thanks.